I found 99 stitches in my room, and now I'm terrified. The alarm blared at 6:00 a.m. Sharp, unforgiving, just like every other morning. I hit snooze twice. Then I forced myself up. Routine, it was everything. I made coffee black, no sugar. Opened my laptop, analyzed data, same as always. It was around noon when I found the first one. A single dark thread, almost invisible, sewn into the seam of my armchair. The one I always sit in. I frowned. Must have snagged on something. I got my seam ripper and carefully removed it. Threw it away. Didn't think much of it until the next day. This time it was tucked inside a book. A first edition of The Raven, my favorite. The thread was the same, dark, almost surgical. A chill went down my spine. This wasn't random. I started checking everything, methodically, obsessively, under the mattress, in my socks, even inside the packets of instant coffee. They were everywhere, like some kind of twisted scavenger hunt. By the end of the week, I'd found 17. I started photographing them, cataloging them, writing down the date, the location, any details I could remember from the moment before I found it. It consumed me. Sleep became a luxury I could barely afford. I Googled surgical stitches, read medical journals online, search for cases of implanted objects. Nothing, just theories and conspiracy websites. None of it made any sense. I called Sarah, my sister. She's a nurse practitioner. Practical, grounded. Liam, you're stressed. You're working too hard. It's probably nothing. It's not nothing, Sarah. Someone's putting them there in my apartment. I didn't do this. Have you considered? Maybe you're doing it yourself. Sleepwalking. Anxiety can do weird things. I scoffed. That's ridiculous. But a sliver of doubt wormed its way into my mind. Just see a doctor, okay? Get some rest. I'm worried about you. I hung up. Rest. How could I rest? That night I started hearing things. Scratches. Whispers. I chalked it up to paranoia. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, so I bought security cameras, little ones hidden in plain sight. I covered every angle of my apartment. Finally, some peace of mind. The next morning, I woke up different, disoriented. My head throbbed. I felt like I hadn't slept at all. I checked the cameras. All the footage was corrupted. Static, except for a few seconds here and there. Glitches, flickers of movement, but nothing clear. Then I found another stitch, this time under my tongue. I gagged, pulling it out. It tasted like blood. That's when I started suspecting Mr. Henderson, my neighbor. He's an old guy, lives alone, keeps to himself. I barely see him, but I hear him sometimes, mumbling, talking to himself. He always gives me the creeps. I started watching him from my window. He never left his apartment, just sat in his rocking chair staring out at the street, but something about his stillness was unsettling. A package arrived late one night, around 3:00 a.m. The delivery guy looked half asleep. He just dropped it at my door and left. No signature required. The label was addressed to someone I didn't know, Evelyn Reed, but the apartment number was mine. I hesitated. Then I ripped it open. Inside was a medical instrument set. Scalpels, forceps, needles, thread. The same dark thread I'd been finding all over my apartment. My hand started shaking. This was it, proof. Someone was messing with me deliberately. I called the police. Detective Miller arrived. He was tired, worn down. He looked at the package, the cameras, the photographs of the stitches. He listened to my story. Mr. Davies, I understand you're concerned, but there's no evidence of a crime here. Sounds like you're under a lot of stress. Maybe you should talk to someone. I am talking to someone. This is happening. Someone's breaking into my apartment. I'll file a report. But honestly, it sounds like anxiety. Maybe sleep deprivation. Get some rest. We'll be in touch if anything comes up. He left. I felt like I was screaming into a void. Sarah set me up with a therapist, Dr. Albright. He was patient, listened without judgment, asked a lot of questions. Tell me about your routine, Liam. I told him everything. The alarm, the coffee, the data analysis, the stitches, the cameras, Mr. Henderson, the package. It sounds like you value control, Liam, order, predictability, and this situation is threatening that control. It's not just about control. Someone's invading my life, violating me. Have you considered that maybe you're the one violating yourself? That this is a manifestation of your anxiety? I hated him. Then it happened, the 99th stitch. I woke up with a sharp pain in my hand, on the back of my hand, right between my thumb and forefinger. A single dark stitch, fresh, inflamed. I screamed. I ran to the mirror. My eyes were bloodshot. My hair was a mess. I looked like a madman. I reviewed the camera footage again, obsessively, frame by frame, and then I saw it. A single frame, distorted, grainy, but unmistakable, a figure standing over my bed while I slept. The figure was obscured by shadows, but it was human. I could see the outline of a head, a torso, arms, holding something, a needle. I called the police again. Detective Miller came back. He looked even more tired than before. Mr. Davies, we talked about this. I can't keep coming out here every time you find another thread. I have proof. I saw him on the camera. I showed him the frame. He squinted. It's blurry, Mr. Davies. It could be anything, a shadow, a trick of the light. It's him, it's the intruder, he sighed. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I think you need help, serious help. Sarah checked me into the hospital against my will. They gave me something to calm me down, something strong. I felt like I was floating, detached from reality. But even in my drugged state, I saw them, the shadowy figures, moving around me, whispering, touching me. I escaped my room. I don't know how. I just knew I had to get out. I had to find answers. I wandered through the sterile hallways. The air smelled like antiseptic and fear. I found a storage room filled with medical supplies, boxes of bandages, bottles of disinfectant, syringes, needles, and then I saw it. A single blood-stained surgical mask, lying on the floor. I grabbed it, held it to my face. The smell of blood was overwhelming. Then the nurses found me. They tackled me to the ground, sedated me. I woke up back in my apartment. I don't know how long I was gone, days, weeks. Everything felt different, wrong. I looked in the mirror. My reflection stared back at me, empty, lifeless. I ran my fingers over my face, and then I felt it. A faint, newly stitched line on my forehead, just above my eyebrow. I frantically searched my apartment. I tore everything apart, looking for the 100th stitch. Nothing. I collapsed on the floor, exhausted, defeated. Maybe it was all in my head. Maybe I was crazy. Then I felt a sharp sting on the roof of my mouth. I reached up with my finger, and I felt it. A single stitch, securing my tongue to the top of my mouth. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. The silence is deafening.